Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Jennifer's Tale. My life as a crossdresser. I, of course, am Jennifer, welcoming those of you who may be new to my podcast to a new episode. Like I said, I'm a crossdresser. I've been doing this podcast for about a year. And if you are a crossdresser or a trans individual or a significant other, maybe your wife, spouse, girlfriend, friend of a crossdresser, chances are you'll enjoy this podcast. You'll get to know me as a crossdresser. You get to know more about my life, my thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, desires, you name it. I'm an open book. If you're a crossdresser, I'll probably talk about a lot of stuff that you can relate to. And if you are a friend of a crossdresser, you'll get to know me a little bit better and maybe get to know your friend a little bit better. So please do me a favor if you're watching this on YouTube. First thing, right below my picture here, please subscribe to my podcast. I have a new episode comes out once a week. And do me a favor and check out previous episodes. There's lots of material, lots of topics that I've covered, and thanks for watching. If you're listening to this on through your favorite podcast, the way you get your podcast, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, whatever podcast platform you get your podcast on, and you're new to this, you came across this, chances are you're a crossdresser. Welcome. All the rules that I just said for the YouTube watchers apply to you as well. Please do me a favor, like and subscribe to my podcast. Please check out previous episodes. Please comment. It would be greatly appreciated. And let's get into this episode. This episode is all about finding the medium in your mind, or finding the calm in your mind. I got a podcast idea from a listener. Her name is Carolyn, and she asked me if I would do an episode about finding the middle ground or the peace in your mind when it comes to cross-dressing. A lot of us have to find a balance between dressing up and being your regular male self, and sometimes that's kind of a balancing act. You want to be your regular male self. You want to do your normal life routines. Maybe you're a dad or a husband, and you have obligations, to your wife, to your kids. So you need to spend your time being your male self. But then you also have times where you want to be your femme self. Times when you want to dress up as your express your femininity and go out. And you have to find that balance where you're not spending too much time in that feminine role, but at the same time, you're getting what you need to enjoy yourself, to enjoy life, to express yourself. And Carolyn said, well, what about finding that balance inside your mind? Her example was she, in her male role, she is a very kind of outgoing, masculine type person. She's a truck driver. She enjoys driving 4x4s. She plays guitar. There's lots of masculine male things that she likes doing in her male life, but at the same time, she has thoughts about wearing lingerie or going shopping for women's clothes or, what have you. And how do you find that balance between, thinking about your male stuff and thinking about your female stuff? I can tell you from experience, I know where you're coming from, Carolyn, and I bet there's plenty of other girls out there that are that way as well. Even as I go through my regular male life, whether it be at work or, if I'm at work doing my normal work stuff and a guy walks by that I find handsome, it's like my female self, my Jennifer self clicks. And I go, oh, he's kind of handsome. He's kind of cute. There's no stopping that. Even with being at home with my wife and my kids, I do have my male stuff that I do. I enjoy watching TV, reading comic books, that kind of thing. But I also spend a fair amount of time on social media as Jennifer. Over the past couple of years, I have a Facebook page for my male self, and I also have one for my female self. And I would say 90% of the time I'm on my female Facebook page just because I enjoy being on there and talking on there more. It gives me kind of an outlet to express my feminine side without having to go through, a couple hours of getting ready and getting dressed up. Or if I want to scratch that feminine itch, without having to do all this, or if I, don't have the opportunity to, it gives me something else to do. And there's times when I've thought to myself, well, maybe I'm spending too much time thinking about my feminine side, about my Jennifer side. Maybe I'm enjoying it too much. And I guess that kind of goes, everybody needs to find that happy balance. There's probably some girls out there that they started out as cross-dressers. They discovered that as time went on, they enjoyed spending more time thinking about their feminine stuff, their feminine side, enjoying being a woman, thinking about their feminine side, and realized that they're trans. And maybe that was the start of getting that whole ball rolling. For me, I'm not trans. I'm somebody who enjoys being my guy self most of the time. But there are times when I really enjoy being my feminine self, actually more than my guy self. Maybe life is tough right now in my male mode, and being Jennifer is a way to escape things. Even mentally, being able to think about Jennifer stuff, thinking about going on Amazon and searching for a new outfit, or talking to other girls online about feminine things. It's just a way to relieve that stress. Sure, there's guy things that I do that kind of do the same thing, sitting down and reading a book or watching a TV show or something kind of puts everything out of your mindset and just kind of lets your mind wander and flow and be free. And you don't have to think about whatever stress you're under, or problems that you have, that kind of thing, just like dressing up. The only benefit to cross-dressing is you can almost kind of let your feminine side take over and totally forget about your male stuff. Getting back to the mental thing, I don't think there's anything really wrong with thinking about your guy stuff and your girl stuff, because it's all your brain. You're going to think about whatever you want. Maybe there's times when you think, oh, I've been spending too much time thinking about my female stuff, thinking about lingerie and getting dressed up and looking pretty and putting on makeup and all that sort of stuff. And maybe you have to go, wait a second, I'm kind of forgetting about my male stuff. I'm forgetting about my guitar playing. I haven't played for a couple of days. Maybe I should turn around and do that. Or I haven't, gone 4x4, four-wheeling. Maybe I should go do that instead, to kind of get back to who I truly am. But, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything really wrong with doing a little bit of both. I'm curious as to what other girls think about this topic. I think it's a really good one, especially this day and age. I just saw the Thunderbolts movie, which is all about mental health and depression and mental problems. I'm not saying that me being a cross-dresser, I have mental problems, but it does make me wonder about, maybe I'm thinking too much about Jennifer and not enough about my male self. Maybe I should do more male things. Maybe there's times when I should focus on my male side, focus on me being, my guy self. What do you girls think? Feel free to leave me feedback. You can either comment on this YouTube video, comment on the audio podcast, or you can go on Facebook, look me up, Jennifer Hangartner, Hangartner, or you can find my Facebook page, Jennifer's Tale, My Life as a Crossdresser. And last but not least, you can send me an email. My email address is jenniferstalepodcast, all one word, @gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. I would like to hear what you think. Carolyn, I hope that kind of gave you some insight into how I think about things, and maybe that makes you think about yourself as well. Maybe for you girls out there, it's the same way. So until next time, I hope you are well, and hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.